Harry Styles is not God, and it's time to stop treating him like he is. Hello, I'm Kent Matthew, and I'm here to bring to light that Harry Styles is a flawed human being just like us, and not the God of the universe. It pains me to have to make this video because I'm a die-hard Harry fan transitioning to possibly not being a fan anymore. But this is something that I have to do. I can't just sit on this one. I've been a fan of Harry's for the past 10 years. Ever since he released his debut solo album, I've been supporting him with all my time, money, and efforts. I consider him to be one of my favorite artists of all time. In the beginning, I streamed his songs like a madman. And when he went on tour for Harry Styles Live on Tour, I was there, and I was so excited. The reason I quickly became a fan of his was because of who I am and the fact that he loved, advocated, supported, and accepted me and others like me when a large part of people in the world don't. I don't really talk much about myself in this way, but I'm considered an individual among the marginalized and oppressed in this world, even among my own Christian community at large. Without even breathing, I have 3 strikes against me in society. Number 1, I was not raised in a healthy home. Number 2, I'm a mixed race male, both black and white, but presenting as black, which automatically is a strike against me because I don't have the same privilege as some of the white members of my family. And number 3, I'm also among the queer community. And the ways that that works against me is another topic for another day. But the reason I mention all of this is because when I first became a fan of Harry's, I hated myself with a fiery passion. I hated being from a broken home, I hated being black, and I hated not being straight. And when I went to Harry's first tour, he made me feel the safest I'd ever felt at that point in my life. I'll never forget what he said. I only have 10 songs, but hopefully I can keep you entertained tonight. Feel free to be whoever it is that you are in this building tonight. It made the self-hating man love himself, even if it was just temporarily. Especially when he waved the Black Lives Matter and Pride flags during his show. From then on, I bought and streamed and supported his music like crazy. And when he did the Fine Line one night only show in LA, it was a $25 event that sold out within minutes. Unfortunately, I was kicked out of the queue when trying to buy those tickets as a Christmas present for my cousin. So I did the thing and bought $400 resale tickets. And I was okay with that. And it made me and my cousin happy even though we were in the nosebleeds. Then when he did Love on Tour, I went crazy and bought $600 tickets and was right in front of the stage with a big sign that said, "Harry, it's my birthday." And he saw it and said happy birthday to me in the middle of performing Canyon Moon. I thought I had just about died and went to heaven. The experience was well worth the money I spent, and then some. All his albums are my most streamed albums out of all the different artists that I listen to. Now that's dedication. I would even stream his music when I slept at night. I idolized him very much. Then I started to grow my relationship with God. I was still obsessed with Harry, which to a degree is fine, but I caught myself saying things like, "I'll never not be a fan of his," or "Harry can never do wrong in my eyes." Every time I say the word never, the Lord always finds a way to make me eat that word. I think I was a little too obsessed with this man. The Lord had to show me that. It's not the first time I idolized a celebrity over God, or any person for that matter. God loves me so much that whenever I love something or someone a little too much, he shows me to get me back in alignment with him. What a generous king. The first sign that God showed me that I probably should start dialing it back a bit on Harry was last summer when Harry began to sell sex toys. Now, I'm a Christian, and the taglines that he was branding, like radical pursuit of that which feels good and put pleasure exactly where it belongs, in your hands, completely go against my standards as a Christian. We aren't supposed to put pleasure in our hands or prioritize what feels good over God's principles and plans for us. After seeing those press releases, I knew it was the first sign that God was showing me that I probably wouldn't be a Harry fan forever. When you know something, you can't unknow it. So I digested that and put it in the back of my mind somewhere. Now the second and probably final sign. Fast forward to January, and of course when Harry announced Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, his fourth studio album. I went crazy and streamed Aperture a couple hundred times in less than a week and changed my name in my phone to the album title. And the main photo people would see when I called them is the album cover. It was a little too much. Then Harry announced the Together Together tour and broke the internet. Shocking. A day or two after the tickets went on sale, I logged onto Instagram and came upon a post that said Harry was overcharging on tickets and that fans were in an uproar. I was like, no way, not Harry. He would never. Sure enough, I read comments from longtime fans expressing their heartbreak because the prices were too high. Others criticized the baseline prices of upwards of $1,000, which is most people's rent money these days. So that confused me a bit, and I decided to text a friend to ask her about it. And I just assumed it was Ticketmaster's doing. I had no idea that artists were actually involved in this process. It threw me for a loop. It devastated both of us, as my friend and I are both longtime fans. It upset us and rocked our moral systems. I was in total shock and disbelief that Harry could allow something like this. Concerts are a way of escape from life that often feels too heavy to live. Now, especially in this time, they seem more inaccessible than ever, with many artists, who are millionaires by the way, overcharging ticket prices that are downright blasphemous, at a time when groceries are unaffordable and rent keeps increasing. He has the nerve to charge $700 to $800 just to get in the door? And not only that, he's not even doing a real standard world tour. He's only doing 6 locations. So not only would I have to pay rent money for a ticket, but I would also have to pay rent again for airfare and a hotel to fly to New York? Yep, got it. It screams law of supply and demand and corporate America to me. So since this disgusting revelation, I've dialed back a bit and trimmed my listening to Aperture and all of Harry's discography altogether. It just doesn't sit right with my spirit, and this man who makes all of this money is taking away a magical experience from a large percent of his fans. It's greedy, unfair, messy, and unjust. It hurts me deeply considering how much he's meant to me all these years. And the title of the tour is a joke. Together Together? That's definitely not it. It doesn't fit with the message of bringing people together just to make it the most inaccessible event of 2026. A friend and I had a conversation about this just yesterday, and he brought up the fact that there could be an underlying issue, such as maybe he signed some sort of deal and he's under contract, or that this is required to make sure people get paid. And I heard him, and I appreciate the willingness to give Harry the benefit of the doubt. But this is one of my favorite artists of all time. If anyone wants to try to justify this, it would be me. But I just can't. It doesn't make sense to justify these unreasonable prices. I bought tickets to another concert this week for an artist that isn't quite as big as Harry, but still very well known worldwide. The tickets were $157 for 5th row center stage. Now that is a good deal. I'm sorry, Harry, but you messed up, and you messed up big. People are out here charging credit, selling personal properties, and I even saw an article about people selling their blood just to go to your tour. With your capital, you have so much power, and this is what you're doing? I feel like you led me by the nose for 10 years, slapped me in the face, and spit on me. You need to do better. And it's not too late to speak up and take accountability. But for now, you've left a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm not sure that that can be reversed. I still love you, Harry, but I'm not sure if I can support you anymore. I'm beyond torn at this point. And to anyone who's watching and listening and is in my position, guys, we're in this together. This is a painful and difficult situation, and it's okay to be mad at Harry. It really is. Process it. Deal with it however you wish. You have every right to. What Harry did and is doing is wrong, and he needs to be held accountable. It just makes me sick how much capital he has, and that this issue will most likely be glossed over and he will continue to be praised. I also know that I could face backlash from some of his fans, but I don't care about that. I'm speaking up because I care about people. I don't know, guys. But I want to end this video on a high note and say that I don't regret loving Harry, and I wouldn't change the last 10 years for anything. But it'll sure make me think twice about the pedestal I put people on going forward. And I'm not sure yet what I'll do about being a fan of Harry's. I guess time will tell. But I'm going to think positively and trust that God will show me the right thing to do. Thank you so much for watching this. Share your comments if you have anything to add, and I hope you all have a lovely day.